Hello everyone, I just wanted to welcome you to the first of our many Meet the Teacher webinars. First up tonight we have Kindergarten Marriang, and I'm really excited to introduce to you the teaching team of Kindergarten Marriang. We have Leanne Smith, and just let me have a look at all of my people. We have Leanne Smith, we have Lillian Homer, we have Danielle Benson, we have Vanessa Stuccio, we have our teacher librarian on board as well this evening, Carly Timmons, and absent tonight because, well, I believe she's absent tonight because she's ill is Laura Saunders. So welcome to all of our fabulous team. I'm going to hand over to Leanne Smith, who's going to start us off with the acknowledgement of country, but I know that you'll find the information session really informative. And hopefully if you have any questions during the webinar, you can pop them into the Q&A down the bottom of the screen. And we have a beautiful group of people in the background waiting to answer any questions that come up. Just a reminder, tonight is about sharing information from a big level, the hub level. It's not really time for individual meetings about students, but should you wish to have an individual meeting about your child, then you can always contact the school via email, and that one of the teachers will definitely get back to you to organise that meeting. So without further ado, I'll hand you over to the fantastic teaching team of Marriang, so that they can share with you all of the exciting things coming up for your children this year.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I just would like to begin by acknowledging the Dharawal people, who are the traditional custodians of this land, and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and community. We pay our respect to them and their culture, and to the elders both past and present, for they hold the memories, the tradition, the culture and the hopes of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people across the nation.
All right, on to me. Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome all the families of students in the Marriang Hub to our Meet the Teacher webinar. Marriang teachers would like to thank you for joining us this evening and hope to provide you a great insight into your child's day at school. We hope to meet you in person soon. Marriang teachers are going to be discussing our learning space, what teaching this term looks like, what a day in Marriang will look like, the canteen, the library and homework. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please use the Q&A section provided. Our team will be working hard to answer your questions in the background. Please remember this is a general overview of Marriang Hub, and if you have any specific questions in relation to your child, please contact us through the office. I would like to kick off our webinar by introducing the Marriang teachers. To the left of our image, we have Mrs. Saunders, who unfortunately isn't here with us tonight. Next to Mrs. Saunders, we have Mrs. Smith. In the middle, we have myself, and I am Miss Benson. To my right, we have Mrs. Stuccio, and finally on the end, we have Mrs. Homer. We are all very excited for the year ahead and would love to share a little bit about ourselves. All right, I will kick us off. Again, my name is Miss Benson. I have been teaching for 5 years, with 4.5 years of my teaching career on kindergarten. I love teaching kindergarten as I get to begin my student schooling journey with them and work hard to make it a fun and exciting first year at school. I am very passionate about co-teaching in a learning hub like ours and look forward to the exciting journey the Marriang Teachers Hub teachers have this year. I have a passion for health and fitness and spend many hours in my free time training, adventuring, learning about food, and listening to audio books. I enjoy playing all kinds of sports, dancing, and drawing. I love bringing these skills into the hub and watching my students' skills develop throughout the year. I look forward to being one of Marriang's hub teachers this year and learning more about your children as the year goes on. I hope to meet you all in person soon.
And now it's my turn. Hello, I'm Mrs. Homer. I'm married with 3 adult children and 5 grandchildren who are music for my soul. The oldest is 4.5 years and the youngest is about to turn 1 in June. Mr. Homer and I have a 6-month-old noodle pup called Daisy, who's very cheeky and loads of fun. I have a native stingless beehive, which is very relaxing to watch, and I enjoy seeing the pollen and the resin they bring back. In winter, I love to crochet. I finally realised my lifetime career goal of becoming a teacher in 2015, and I'm looking forward to teaching kindergarten as I've wanted this stage for some time. I enjoy teaching children through hands-on experiences and investigation, encouraging them to discover the learning in a supported, fun environment. I love most kinds of music, silly dancing, and being playful in and out of the classroom. I'm very excited to join these amazing teachers in the Marriang Hub this year.
Okay, I am Mrs. Smith and I am one of the teachers in Marriang Hub. I've been teaching for 13 years, and over that time I've actually had the pleasure of teaching every grade, but I have to admit kindergarten is my favourite. I'm passionate about making learning fun, and I really do try to allow my students to build that love of learning and learning of new things. I believe that every child is unique, and I'm very excited to be on this journey and help your children grow this year. I've been co-teaching for 3 years now, and in hubs like we have at Denham Court Public School, every day is new. It's a new day of learning for the teachers as well as for the students. And I know that at some point throughout this year, I will be able to meet each and every one of you. And I'm excited to be part of your child's journey this year. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Stitcher, and I'm one of Marriang's released from face-to-face teachers, also known as an RFF teacher. My role as an RFF teacher at Denham Court Public School is to work alongside your child's classroom teachers to plan and program a range of authentic activities. Some brief background information about myself. My teaching career began in 2016, and I've taught a range of grades within that time. I absolutely love teaching, and my passion for teaching is seeing growth in all students. It doesn't matter how big or small the growth is, it's the small achievements that count. I love watching each student strive to the best of their abilities and shine as their own individual person. For this, I think that teaching is one of the most rewarding jobs, as students learn in many different ways to be the best version of themselves.
Okay, so the hubs in our school have been named after native Australian animals, and we are Marriang, which means emu in Dharawal language. Mrs. Butler, our principal, selected these names after being inspired by the book Kui Mitaga. Throughout the term, as part of our learning, we will be creating a class mural that will represent who we are as a hub. And each student in Marriang will add a piece of their creativity to our mural, and we really look forward to sharing this with you once it's finished.
All right, we're going to look at the learning spaces now. At Denham Court Public School, the learning spaces look different to what you would see in a normal school setting. Marriang's learning space is quite a large space, and within it has smaller rooms to support all students. At times we learn together as a whole hub, and at other times we split into smaller groups. We love our hub because it not only builds our capacity to become independent learners, it also allows us to build friendships and develop our communication skills. In Marriang and throughout Denham Court Public School, we have a variety of seating options. We have some traditional seating options, but we also provide students with the choice of flexible seating. We have wobble stools, floor chairs with low tables, lap desks, rocker chairs, and cushions. Students love getting to choose their preferred seating, and that helps them do their best learning at school. This is our calm down space. Our calm down space is a smaller room within our hub. We have provided our students with this space to help our students understand when they need to take a break for a few minutes. This may be when they're feeling sad or angry, or simply need a moment to calm their bodies and become ready to learn again. This is a space that caters to all students' needs and how they feel is best to regulate themselves. In this space, we have a tent where they spend some quiet, independent time. We have a small trampoline for students needing a moment to get some energy out. We also have some sensory toys. Within this space, we have stories that are about feelings and charts with which students can use to help identify how they are feeling. It really is a wonderful and unique learning environment that we would love to share with you eventually. This week, our students will be learning all about how they can use this learning environment in different ways to help them focus on their learning. At Denham Court Public School, we believe that allowing students the freedom of choice helps them motivate them to become effective learners, and therefore we explicitly teach them how they can manipulate their learning space to better suit their needs.
Okay, so in kindergarten this year, we'll be learning many foundation skills, and the students will develop their understanding in a range of core learning areas that will become a solid foundation for the remainder of their schooling. This year, we will be utilising the new curriculum in English and mathematics and teaching lessons designed by the department. In literacy, we will be using Heggerty, which is a phonological awareness program, and we'll be doing this each morning. These are vital skills for reading and writing success. While students are developing their letter sound understanding in phonics, we will be using decodable texts in small group teacher-led instruction. The learning that occurs in these small groups will assist in developing effective readers and writers. We integrate speaking and listening activities throughout our day, and we actively teach our students how to turn and talk to a partner. Now, this week we have begun introducing letters. We introduced the letter S. We will be continuing with A, T, and P, and we will also be looking at the sounds that they make. We will use these letters to blend and segment small words. In Marriang, we begin each maths lesson with a number talk. And this encourages our students to think about mathematical problems in different ways. And it is one of our favourite times of the day. We participate in many hands-on activities, making maths fun while we develop the mathematical skills that you can see displayed on the screen. This week, we have had a focus on identifying and creating patterns. Later on in the term, students will be placed in flexible and differentiated learning groups, and these groups will just help the teachers to effectively target student learning needs and achieve individual learning goals.
All right, during sport this term, Marriang will be working hard to develop their fundamental movement skills, such as throwing, kicking, catching, jumping, hopping, skipping, balancing, and stretching. Our sports day this term is Thursday, so please ensure your child is wearing their sports shirt and joggers on Thursdays. Throughout our day of learning, we engage in many brain breaks. We like to dance when we are feeling a bit restless and need to get some energy to be able to do our best learning. We do yoga or take 5 big breaths in and out when we are feeling hyped up and need to calm our bodies down. Marriang try their best to drink as much water as possible throughout the day to stay hydrated. They keep their water bottles in the hub in an easily accessible area. We have been learning the right time to eat the food in our lunch boxes. We know to eat our fruit and vegetables during crunch and sip in the morning, our sandwiches during lunchtime, and our snacks during recess. Marriang are given lots of time to eat their food and are trying really hard to finish off their food in their lunch boxes. We have begun learning about being safe when moving around the hub and the school. Marriang are making sure to walk inside the hub and outside of the hub unless playing on the oval. We have been practicing how to sit safely on all the flexible seating options in our hub. We have been working hard to keep ourselves from getting burnt by making sure our hat is always on our head when we are outside. Marriang are trying very hard to place their hat inside their bag at lunchtime, after lunchtime and recess to avoid lost hats. We have been learning how to wash our hands properly and make sure to wash and sanitize our hands before eating any food. The students in Marriang Hub have been learning how to be a good friend by helping each other, being kind, and playing with each other. We are trying to build many friendships within our hub and with the other kindergarten hubs outside in the playground.
This term, we are really excited to jump straight into our first project. Our driving question is, how can we make Denham Court Public School an awesome place to learn? Our projects are inquiry-based and student-centred. They integrate learning from all key learning areas. With each project, we ensure that there is an authentic audience, and we are really excited to share our learning with you later on in the term. In kindergarten, developing fine motor skills are vital as their hands are still developing in strength and flexibility. Wherever possible, we integrate the development of these skills in all learning areas. We use Play-Doh to make letters, scrunch little bits of paper in craft, and cut pictures, in sequencing activities. Throughout the year, we work hard to develop students' pencil grip and improve their letter formation. Oh. And there's the fine motor page.
So our days begin with students arriving in the morning and taking their lunchbox and drink bottle out of their bag and putting them into the wet area to keep them nice and cool. We keep our drink bottles inside the main learning area of our hub so students are able to drink their water throughout the day. We mark the roll and have our crunch and sip, and it would be very helpful if you could remember to put fruit or vegetables in your child's lunchbox each day and only put water in their drink bottle. Our learning begins with Hegarty, a phonics awareness program, and then literacy activities, and that includes reading and writing. We regularly provide students with toilet trips and brain breaks. Our favourite brain break so far has been bean break and anything cuckoo kangaroo. We give the students a long eating time, which encourages mindful eating and allows us the chance to check in with them and ensure that they are eating their lunch. We know to wash or sanitize their hands. They know to wash or sanitize their hands before eating and not to share food with their friends. After lunch play, we return back to the class and listen to relaxing music, lay down and calm our bodies. This helps our bodies get ready for our maths learning. In the afternoon, we sing songs or listen to a story and get ready for home time. We organise the students into their gate group and ensure that their belongings have been packed into their bag ready for home. We make every effort to ensure that all belongings go home each day, but if possible, we ask that you let your child pack their bag at home before school so they know how to put their belongings into their bag independently when at school. Just a reminder to label everything, including container lids, bottles, and lunchboxes. This is generally the way our days go in Marriang. Of course, there is lots of singing and laughing throughout the day, and on some days there might be different types of learning that occur. We integrate wherever possible our project-based learning into our lesson breaks and dedicate short bursts of time to this core learning sequence. As mentioned, our sports day is on Thursday and your child can wear their sports uniform on this day. We do craft throughout the week and allow students to engage in play-based learning on Friday. We will let you know via School Loop when our library day is at a later date.
For this term, while our students are becoming familiar with their school and new routines, we encourage all parents not to give their child money to buy things at the canteen. We understand that developing an understanding of how to use money is important, but the children are still learning to be independent and take responsibility for their belongings. We have found that our students are losing money throughout the day, therefore becoming upset. They are also sharing their money with their friends. Please remember, if you choose to give your child money it is their responsibility, and while we make every effort to remind them to keep it safe, we cannot guarantee that it will not get lost. We recommend that you utilise the online learning system our school canteen has to offer. You are also able to order icebox or snacks for lunch and recess through the online ordering system. This is our library. Our library teacher this year is Mrs. Timmons. Bryan is also the library teacher. Marriang get to go to the library once a week with Mrs. Timmins, whilst Marriang teachers are off on teacher release time. Mrs. Timmins and Mrs. Bryan ask that students bring a school bag or a sturdy waterproof bag in order to keep your child's borrowed books safe. Marriang are waiting to find out what day we will attend library, so look out for our information on School Loop regarding our library day. Marriang are looking forward to visiting the library for the very first time. This is our beautiful library space. Not only do we have lots of books waiting to be borrowed and ready to be read by your child, we also have flexible seating options to help students move independently around this beautiful learning area. Homework for this semester will include SightWords, Ushka, which is an online reading platform, and the option to complete maths activities on Mathletics. As the year continues, we will move towards providing your child with projects that will involve your child presenting their ideas and understanding to our class.
Okay, Marriang teachers would like to thank you for joining our webinar tonight, and we really do look forward to the year ahead, building relationships with you and your children. Please do not hesitate to contact the office and leave a message for us to get back to you if there are any questions that you might have. I would encourage you to check School Loop each week as we release photos from our week and a little blurb to say what we have done. Please follow the school's Facebook account as lots of information is also released, and check the school website for our newsletters. We also have a feedback survey. We really do value your feedback, and we would appreciate if you would take some time to answer a few short questions. And again, thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Mrs. Smith, can I just ask, one of the parents have asked in the Q&A, and I thought you might like to answer it live if you could please. Will you be differentiating literacy lessons? You did speak about differentiating maths lessons, but I think it didn't come across enough about literacy.
Yeah, most definitely we will be differentiating mathematics and literacy. Their reading and their writing. Kids will be placed into flexible and differentiated groups, targeting whatever their particular need is at that time. They won't be fixed to a particular group either. As their learning progresses, we will be amending our learning goals, and so they won't always be in one particular group or learning with one particular teacher. Our learning environment is quite flexible, and therefore your child is able to learn from different teachers based on what their learning need is and what their learning goals are.
Okay, the next question is, has Best Start been done yet?
We are very, very lucky that we have almost finished Best Start. Information on Best Start will be handed out to teachers, sorry, not to teachers, to parents at the end of this term. So whilst I know that parents are very eager to receive information about Best Start, probably by the time you do receive your information or your letter or the information regarding your child's Best Start, it probably will be out of date, as kids are like sponges and they would have picked up so much learning in the time since Best Start has been done. So yes, we are still in the process of completing Best Starts, and we are nearly finished. Parents probably won't be receiving their information until either the end of this term or the beginning of next term.
There's a question, thanks Leanne for answering all these questions. There is a question about the online learning program for kids who are sick and who go on holidays.
Yeah, I could jump in there. Yes, there is absolutely an online learning program for kids who are going on holidays. We have the department online website that we could direct you to if you contact the office. Yeah, is anyone would like to add to that?
I think for children who are at home sick because of COVID reasons, I think we also had some school-based adjustments to the department's online learning program that we would send you a link to as well. Thanks, Danielle. And there's a question here from Sabrine. Is there a way we can know what is halal in the canteen? Yes, Sabrine, there is. The canteen menu is put on the website, on the school website. So if you go there and look up the canteen menu, you should be able to see beside the halal options is actually written halal. So if you can't find that when you do go in to have a look, please do ring and let me know so that I can make sure the canteen is doing that. But last time I saw the menu, I could actually tell that there were halal options on the menu.
Mrs. Butler, I did just get a message asking to clarify about homework.
Sure.
So homework will be sent out, I believe sometime this term, and it will include sight words that we are introducing to the children at school. We are having an online reading program, which is Wooshka, as we mentioned. The online reading program and also the mathletics will be something that is optional that you can do at home. All homework is optional, of course, but the sight words will be directly linked to the decodable readers that your children will be using in the classroom. And sight words are words that they just have to know automatically, so it will assist in their reading. I hope that clarified the question.
Yeah, thanks, Leanne. There's a question here if the student doesn't have a sports uniform. We understand at the moment that a lot of, there's sometimes some delay in delivery of uniforms and things like that. So whilst you're waiting for your orders to come through, the kids can wear their regular school uniform for sports day, that's fine. Just make sure they've got shoes that are appropriate for running and playing in. So it's fine if they haven't got the sports uniform. So yes, they can wear their regular school t-shirt on that day. A number of apps were mentioned on the homework slide. Can you provide advise details we're supposed to do, subscriptions and things? Yes, I can let you know that as soon as we have the subscriptions organised, which will be very soon, we will send out details on how families can access that. We will also be putting out some information. Whilst we're a public school, we don't charge mandatory fees, but we will be asking any families who can contribute to voluntary contributions to the school, and the voluntary contributions will be put towards the payment of those subscriptions because we mainly use them for homework. So that's something that we'll be able to let you know about in the very near future.
Sorry, Mrs. Butler, I was just going to add on to that. We are currently in the process of finalising those, but as they go through the companies, they do take time to set up. In addition to that, once the students do start reading and getting into learning their phonemes and graphemes, then that's when we'll see sight words and things come home as well. So probably in the next fortnight or so, hopefully those mathletics and Wooshka will be finalised. And we'll put out some more information on School Loop about that when that will formally start.
What will the pickup time and drop-off time be after the 4th of March? I believe that that'll be regular school time. Is that right, Mrs. Krillich? The drop-off time will go to 9:10 in the morning, so in line with years 1 to 6 currently, and we are still in the process of finalising the pickup time, but I believe that we'll stick with the 2:45 pickup, as that has been quite smooth with years 1 to 6. But again, we'll put out a little bit more information, hopefully by the end of this week, about the pickup situation. But the drop-off situation in the morning will be at 9:10. So if students do arrive after 9:10, they will be directed to the office to fill in a late slip, just like our years 1 to 6 students would be as well, because they are late for class. But so that means, in saying that, when school starts at 9:10, that means you can drop them off from 8:40. There will be supervision in the hubs, currently like what we're doing right now. The students will come in and walk straight up to their hubs, and their teachers will be in there. The teachers
we'll still be floating around helping direct them into the right spot, but I'm sure, as you've all seen, that they're super confident now in knowing where they're going. We don't have any worries about them not getting to their hub in one piece. So 9:10 will be drop off, and we will confirm the pickup time by the end of this week. If you have any more questions, just pop them in the chat, and if you wouldn't mind filling out the feedback just in the meantime, and we can answer them, or we can answer them live. So yeah, if you do have any more questions, just pop them in the Q&A, sorry. In regard to the resources, our teachers are doing the best to grab them out of the students' bags. I know that they spend a lot of time trying to get them. Unfortunately, our little people just don't seem to remember that they're in there by the time they walk up to the hub. But please, if you do notice them in there, just send them with a little note in their hand in the morning as well to give straight to the teacher, and they'll grab them out of their bags.
Shanae, I'm not sure what your question is. Would you be able to repeat that? It may have been accidentally fixed up by autocorrect or something, but I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. The question, I think, about the Linked Hero app, is that right? So we really had hoped that would be ready to be rolled out right now. But as I mentioned in the last newsletter, that's been held up due to COVID and other things that the Department of Education then has taken all their attention to. So they are still waiting on the final approval from the Department of Education before we can roll that out. So as much as you are wishing for it, we are too, and we hope to be able to roll that out very, very soon. We are constantly in contact with the Linked Hero staff, trying to get that organised. So as soon as we know, you will know, because we definitely want that connection between our families and the school. All right, that looks like we've answered all the questions for now, which is fantastic. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to send them through to the school email, and I'm sure that we can, one of our team can answer that. Thank you very much to Team Marriang for all of your time and your efforts in sharing a bit more of what the children are engaged in throughout the day. Parents, we wish we could invite you in, and we hope to be able to do that soon, but I hope this gives you a little bit of insight into what we're doing in the classrooms with your lovely children. So thank you very much for your time and attention, and thank you very much to the Marriang team.